Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. The Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when their systems have games. Download the app and use our code TFTM for 15% off a premium membership after a 2-day free trial. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday, brought to you by the Trend Center app. Link in the bio. 15% off a premium membership. The greatest tool on the planet for sports bettors. Okay, it feels like kind of a weird time in the sports calendar. I think I can speak it with everyone and just say that just because everyone's hungover from the Super Bowl and uh, it's. I mean, we had the NHL Four Nation Face Off, which was awesome. But before I guess we get into whatever the hell happened this past week, let's say hi to the gents. How are you, Chris?
Doing good. Gambling on college basketball like a son of a bitch. February's been pretty good to me. Hopefully we're gonna take it into March. I checked my picket earlier today. I believe I am up 12 units so far in
Wow.
March, and this kind of been on a heater this week, if I'm being honest. Last I think 4 days in a row in the green, so we'll take it. And yeah, I'm just it is the weird part in the sports calendar where you're like, okay, we just had the Super Bowl. March Madness, it's right there. Just just be like March 20th or whatever already. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, let's go. Let's have college basketball on for 13 hours at a time, like every day. I need that. There's no reason we can't have day games right now, though. I will say that. Like, we don't have to like throw one game at like 2 o'clock. I feel like that's not a whole lot to ask for. If I was president, that's what I would be doing right now. But I guess the people in charge have other priorities, but that's not for me to decide. But long-winded answer saying I'm doing good. How are you doing, Sean?
Yeah, good. Just to kind of speak on, just like let's get to March 20th or whatever. We don't have the day games, but we've got games every night. The NBA's back, NHL's back. Uh, college basketball in full swing, no day games though, but that's okay. But when you look at it, you're gonna blink and it's gonna be the first four.
Yeah.
So it's a cup of coffee, guys. Like we'll get there. We'll get there. We've got plenty of things in between to keep us occupied, and it's it's tough. It can be tough to get there because we want the madness. We want to
hmm
feel the rush of the madness. But we'll get there. Just
We'll
take it
get
one
there.
day at a time. We'll get there.
Yes, we will get there. Cup of coffee in the big time. But let's just recap since our last meeting. I mean, we went on a big old yap last week about the Four Nation face-off, and unfortunately, our fair country lost against Canada. That was depressing. But all in all, this tournament was incredibly entertaining and very fun. And I'm trying to remember that to replace the feelings of sadness that I have when I think about the tournament. So, um, but I'm choosing to think of the USA loss in the finals as the start of the DVD when we make the comeback for the Olympics and the Americans take it for the first time in a while, in a while. So
45 years.
yes, 45 years.
Well, I don't know what it will be when are the Olympics 2 years
Next year.
next year? Okay, so it'll be
Next year.
46 then. Okay.
Yes. 46 years. Uh, yeah. So I'm choosing to think of it like that instead of sadness. I mean, congrats, Canada. You won the All-Star game. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, like cool exhibition game. Move on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's it, to swerve the shoe on the other foot. We'd be like, we took hockey back. We took that sport from them.
Well,
Like we'd be going on this long rant about you
I
know what I
guess we'll
mean?
never
Like,
know.
guess
Who's to
not.
say?
Yeah, who's to say? Would I have been an arrogant, smug asshole?
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe. But I like it. Yeah.
I
In the
guess we'll
words
never
of
know.
the great Kanye West. I guess we'll never
Oh, real quick. I went to the Predators versus the New Jersey Devil game on Sunday, and I saw a wild jersey that I have not told any of you about. It was a uh, Team Canada jersey, but on the back, in the nameplate and number, it said Trump 51,
know.
as in
Damn.
the 51st state. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Some people are
That's
just too
objectively
into that.
funny.
It is
Is
objectively funny, but
so,
I was like, oh, yikes, dude. Like,
so is it I mean obviously you didn't I assume you didn't speak to this gentleman. I
no, no,
wonder
no,
if
no.
if
He
it
was in
is
it. I was in the box. He was in another section, not in a box.
just
Um,
sitting where all the pores sit.
yeah, he was in the poor section, but I did see him.
I wonder if he is an American who's like, yes, let's go claim Canada, or if he's a Canadian who is pledging his loyalty to the United States of
Pledging it
America.
early.
Yeah, he's getting out in front of it.
Yeah. I
He
don't know. I
knows the
had that thought
DVD's
too.
coming.
Yeah.
Something's coming. But I
Something's
had
cool.
that thought as well, and I think that he is American, and he just, wanted to rub the salt in the wound a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like,
Pro- Probably, but
yeah,
it's
Mhm.
funny to imagine that it's a Canadian who's like, hey, like I'm just like I said, just getting out in front of it.
yeah.
So if it ever it won't, obviously, but if it does, it'd be like, hey, I was the first one. Look at this jersey I got. It says it.
Wild. That's probably like one of the wildest jersey combos I've seen. That and the nameplate says ass eaten, and the number was 69. That was pretty cool.
You actually saw that?
Yeah, I got a picture of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, gotta dig through it, but
I feel like I only like anytime I see those, it's always like on Twitter. I've never seen one of those in the wild.
oh yeah, oh, I found it.
Oh, that's fast.
Here, I'll send it in the Discord right now, just so
Okay.
y'all can look at this.
I think the closest thing to that I've ever seen in the wild, I remember at Myrtle Beach in college, saw this old guy wearing like a cut off shirt, and on the front it said Dallas sucks, and it had like a Cowboys helmet. On the front it said Dallas sucks, and on the back it said Jerry swallows. And I thought that was funny.
I saw I was at a music festival with Sean, and we saw this guy with this t-shirt, and on the back of it said biscuits and porn, which
Real place.
which is a real place.
Oh,
Yep. Real
Yeah.
real establishment.
I believe it's in the
what
Outer
do they
Banks.
sell?
They sell carburetors and calendars throughout the whole year. Any time of the year, you can walk in and buy a calendar.
Gotta go check it
Mid-July,
out, I
you
feel
need a
like.
calendar,
Got it.
they're in. Go to Viscous and Porn.
they have biscuits and porn for each of the months. Probably. I don't know. All
You'll
right.
see that. You'll see that picture.
That's
I misspoke. It
hilarious.
says ass eaten season, spelled SZN.
That's
And yeah, that
he's wearing.
was a Santa hat too. It was taken in December of 2018.
That's hilarious.
It's just a
Yeah.
guy wanting to have a good time. That's it.
Yeah,
There's nothing
like
wrong with it.
you walk around in public with that thing on. Like
Yeah, I guess
it's
public
wild.
is a little bit different. Yeah.
Like,
He's
kids go to
also
these things.
Yeah.
like he's also in this picture you took at least he's by himself.
He wasn't
So
by himself. I remember he
okay,
was with a group of friends.
okay, that makes. I was like, if he's just like, yeah, I'm walking out feeling like I look good, ready to go watch this
Yeah.
hockey game alone,
Uh
as opposed to like, hey, like the boys will get a chuckle out of it. It's very different.
yeah. Su I'm sorry. Super cool jersey. Um
Yes.
yeah, just some gentleman just walking down the street, you know. I mean, what else would you call him?
I mean, I don't want to
What?
be presumptuous, but I mean, guys wearing a ass or 69 jersey that says ass eating season. I don't know if gentleman is the correct
Well,
fella,
I'm being
dude.
fella could work. Um I
Brother?
feel like I don't really know
Brother.
him, you know.
Yeah, it's a
But
who am
so
I?
he
Who am I to
yeah,
judge?
I don't really know him, but I'm not judging a book by its cover, so I think gentleman is a it's a broad term as well. You know, a gentleman doesn't have to be all, you know, dapper and all that to be considered a gentleman. Like he could have held the door open for some lady, you know what I mean?
He could have, yeah.
Yeah. So, he's a gentleman. Let's not judge
Gentleman.
people by what they wear, Chris. Come on now. It's 2025.
You're right. Sorry, it's my bad.
All right. Okay, back on I don't know, I guess regular sports. Not that there's much to talk about really. Um, but I do want you guys to know that even though I did not win my USA future, um, I have uh, I have been doing research on college hockey, which I know is incredibly niche, and we can move that to another time, or we can do that right now. What would you
Right
like? You want
now.
me to do it right now? Okay.
Right now.
Right now. Right
I
now.
need a winner.
So I do not have winners, but I did do research. Well, also because MGM doesn't have college hockey, and that's the only book I have money in right now. There's your free shout out, MGM. But I did do research, and
Shout out with
Shout
a
out.
backhand.
Yeah, you don't have what I want, but shout out.
listen, everybody wants to be shouted out on Three for the Money. Here you go. Um,
Yep.
We'll be
all right.
expecting your check in the mail, MG.
Yes.
I expect my $2 free bet any day now.
So, um, all right. I have pulled up on DraftKings the odds for the NCAA hockey championship for this year. Um, and that will happen April 12th. That is the date of that championship game. Okay, so the favorite currently is Boston College plus 320 on DraftKings. So these are my thoughts on Boston College. These are my way too early thoughts on college hockey. So Boston College has, I'm pretty sure they've been in like two of the last three Frozen Four championship games. And to me, in my brain, I'm kind of getting the sense of they are too good to consistently show up and not win at least one of these. And that is what I am currently thinking. I have not come to a decision here. I'm thinking about throwing like half a unit on like one team in the East, one team in the West, just to make or for the championship, because I mean that's the only really thing I can bet on for futures in college hockey. Thanks, DraftKings. Um, but yeah, I mean Boston College consistently a powerhouse in the past 5 years. They have Ryan Leonard on their team, who the Capitals drafted like 3 years ago and hasn't left college. And he is like 22. This guy's like Van Wilder, except
I was
it's
gonna
a
say he
yeah.
must be having a fantastic time.
Uh, I'm fairly certain he won the Hobie Baker last year for the best college hockey player. Uh, Either last year or the year before. Can't remember. Anyway, he is a man playing amongst boys. And he is it's kind of like he's just probably the best player in college hockey right now. And has been one of the best in the past 3 or 4 years since he's been in college. Um, and then right below Boston College is Michigan State. They're kind of the new guy on campus. Uh, there's a pun for you. They haven't really been good at all until this year. They kind of came out of nowhere, and from what I hear, their goalie is pretty awesome, but also like they have a bunch of wins currently in the regular season, but they haven't they don't have any good wins. Like they haven't really beaten anyone. So take that as you will. But they're looking really nice. At plus 550. Third highest, third favorite is Denver plus 600. And if I had to put a bet on this today, it would be Denver again, because Denver has the best goalie in college hockey. They still have Zeev Buyem, who was the big ass defenseman who helped them win last year. Um, and they have the best coach in college hockey in Carl Taylor, who could easily go to the show and make like $10 million a year. He is a fantastic coach. Denver is like a fantastic team. They're in that 2-3 spot that I like with college hockey once the Frozen Four starts. Like it's not the worst team. It's not the best team, but it's that like middle team, middle 2-3 team that I like. If I had to place a bet today on someone to win the college hockey national championship, it would be Denver at plus 600. Um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of my college hockey breakdown. Way too early college hockey breakdown. Couple of quick hits. Western Michigan, very very fun team. Uh, they've been putting together some wins in the MAC. Great job for them. Maine, Chris, you mentioned Maine the other week. Maine plus 1200. Uh,
Mhm.
could be a fun bet. Could be a fun bet. They could make the Frozen Four. They are the sixth highest favorite. They have brother of Cale Makar on their team, Taylor Makar, or maybe it was Tyler. I don't know. It's some regular ass name, uh, but he is a defenseman as well, and he is like Cale Makar, just not as good. Uh, so
Thought it'd be like cabbage or something. Sorry, that was a really
Ah,
bad joke.
good one.
ha.
Um, Moving
Vegetable
on.
puns.
Can only get that here, folks.
We got him.
uh, Oh, another quick hit. Fourth highest favorite, plus 700 to a win it all. Minnesota. Um, Wait a minute. Minnesota. No, wait. Yes,
The
Minnesota.
Golfers.
Yes, the Gophers. Uh, Predators first round draft pick. Matthew Wood is on that team, and he is seventh or eighth in points in college hockey right now. Looking very good. They also have another
Our
Preds
savior.
player on their team. And he's doing very well, very good as well. But yeah, I mean that's kind of it. I mean Michigan, they can't win it. No. But they're a fun team too. They're plus 1400. Uh But yeah, right now it's real tough for me to decide between Boston College and Denver, just because like Denver, like they're doing the same thing as last year. Like they're losing games that they shouldn't lose, but when it's crunch time and the game matters, they're fucking here. And they shut shit down and they get what they need to do done because they're coached very, very well. But Boston College, man, like they have to win one at some point. They have to. It's it's mathematical. It's they're just such a great team. They're the best team in college hockey right now. I mean, they've won the most games. They have the most points. They have the best players. It's very tough. It's a very tough decision. Um, but uh, but yeah, that's Will's way too early college hockey Frozen Four uh preview. So there you go.
So
While
do
you
you
were
see?
oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead,
Well,
Sean.
what do you see your opinion changing from Denver? Or I'm sorry, was it Denver that you were
He
thinking
said if
of
he had to
choosing?
pick right
Or
now,
oh,
it would be Denver.
okay.
Yes. So it's tough because I can see myself changing just because that's what happens with me. Like I'm not very good at futures. The only futures I am very good at is when the Frozen Four starts and I only have four to choose from. Now, have I gotten lucky twice? No, because I did my research. But I also eliminated the things that couldn't happen. So it's very weird with futures. Like, I mean, like after the AFC Championship game, and Chris was like, "You got to double down if you think that who's ever coming out of the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl, then you might as well double down right now." And I'm like, "All right, bet." And then I bet on the Chiefs. And then the week our episode before the Super Bowl, I was like, "I think the Eagles are going to win, but I'm not going to hedge because I can't. That's not in the vein of this show." Um, and I was right. They did win, but I was also wrong because they won and the Chiefs lost. So I don't think I'm going to bet. I hmm, I don't know. I'll keep y'all posted. So it's
Please
I get
do,
in my head. I get
because
in my head about futures.
I bet
It's
Denver plus 600 while you were talking. If
okay.
right.
I
Great.
said I said last week I was like next show I need a pick or I'm taking Maine and you didn't give one but you said if I had to pick right now it would be Denver and I said that's good enough plus 600 lock it in. So
All right, sir.
Uh,
let's go
can you bet?
Broncos I bel no that's the football team dumbass. What are they? Whatever
Um,
they are. Let's go
yeah,
Denver.
it's woo,
I
let's go
should know that.
Denver. What are they? Oh my God. Why can't I remember them?
Looking it up right now.
They won me so much money last year.
I should know this because
Anyway,
they're oh no, that's the Nuggets.
um, what were you saying, Sean?
They're the
Pioneers.
the Pioneers.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, the Pioneers.
Well, I was asking, is there an option on DraftKings or any other book to bet Maine to go to the Frozen Four?
To go to the Frozen Four?
Yeah,
Uh, hold on. Shit, I had it.
because that could be
What
fun.
I was looking at, it was just to win it, but I didn't
Okay.
check to see if
I mean, I'm
it
sure with college
to,
hockey, it's pretty limited on,
you can bet like you can either bet the Frozen Four winner or conference tournament winners. Other than that, that's in terms of features, that's all I have right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean the
And
Frozen
I don't,
Four is just the last four of the NCAA hockey tournament. Kind of like the college basketball. Like it's just the final four, but it's frozen.
yeah, but
So
because I play on ice.
right, yeah.
You could bet these conferences are wild, but you can bet Maine to win the Hockey East Championship at plus 350. They are in the same conference as Boston College, though.
Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't.
So I wouldn't. I don't. Judging by what Will said, I don't know if I'd pull the trigger on that one. But
Yeah. Um,
Could be a really cool upset though.
could be very cool. Um,
if they
but
may,
yeah,
okay. So I only know like in terms of the tournament, I really only know about the Frozen Four. How many teams get into the whole tournament?
I want to say it's like 8 or like 10.
Oh, okay. So they play like 2 rounds and then you get to the Frozen Four.
Yeah, you play like two
Yep.
rounds
Okay.
and you get to the Frozen Four.
Okay. I
I
didn't
I
know if it was
think
like
I think
20 or something like that, or like I didn't know how they selected it. Okay. That makes more sense. Because I feel like, I mean, I obviously I do not know a lot about college hockey, but I feel like I'll see ads like, hey, the national or the NCAA tournament for hockey is starting now, and then like 2 weeks later, it's like, hey, the championship game's tonight. So I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
what? So that I guess that makes sense, but yeah, I don't know how it works. So I didn't know like I assume you have to win your conference to get in that situation then.
something like that.
All right.
I mean, if I could watch college hockey, I would. But it is incredibly difficult. Like, I mean, like the Big Ten Network will only play it if, there's not a a really good Big Ten college basketball on. And which is fair, which is completely fair. I mean, it's more of a draw. Um, but
Are they on ESPN Plus?
there are some games on ESPN Plus,
Hmm.
but
I feel like
at,
that would thrive there, honestly.
yeah, but it's not like they'll have like the Big Ten games because it's the Big Ten
Like
network.
they just have like the big games. They don't have like the you're not going to find like a regular like a normal regular season Tucson, Maine and whoever the hell on
Yeah, I'm
like
not.
a random Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm not going to see Sacred Heart versus Canassus. Like I'm just not going to see that.
Damn
That's a
shame.
shame.
Damn shame.
And I mean it's hard to even just bet college hockey because I mean
That's why I only do futures that Will tells me to take.
that's why I only do a future for the Frozen Four. Like let's see.
Well, Denver's going to win it all this year. So,
Woo, let's go Denver. I mean like
Two-time champs.
there's only two games that you can bet on DraftKings for tomorrow, and then looks like there's a bunch of games on for Friday. Um, but yeah, and like I don't know, it's just incredibly hard to even even follow college hockey. Like like it is a such a challenge. They don't make it easy. So
I do not.
I just listen to people on the internet and form my own opinions. I do my own research. How's that? Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean that's all I got. You guys got anything for the past week?
I've got a discussion question that we
Okay,
can kind of get into.
let's discuss.
And okay, if you had a time machine and you could go back in time and bet the mortgage on one future, what would it be?
Quinnipiac.
Really?
Yeah, that year, yeah.
Think about this though.
What?
Like think about it. Like think about the odds. Like there are probably bigger underdogs.
Uh, well, now
I don't. Okay, so I'm I don't know how to pronounce this team. Leicester City, when they won I pretty sure I pronounce that wrong every time, but I don't know how else to say it. They won the Premier League 10 years ago, roughly, and they were bananas odds. I'll try to pull it up, but they were like legitimately plus like 15,000 or something to win like preseason, and they won the Premier League. So people, in terms of like a future bet, if I can go back in time knowing all of the knowledge I have, I would put the mortgage on that because I think that would be the biggest one, like the biggest odds that I could get.
Yeah, I mean, one that comes to mind when I'm thinking just big underdogs is and futures is if I could go back in time to the year, what is that? Is that 2019? I think, when the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup. If I could go back in time to Christmas break when they were the worst team in the league and then throw the mortgage on them to win the Stanley Cup, and then they did. That's that's the biggest one I can think of off the top of my head. Let's see.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
like
so I did
they
research. Oh,
they
go
were the
ahead.
worst
Sorry.
team in the league because they were the worst team in the league without a doubt. Sorry, Chris.
No, I was saying no, I did research. Two things. It's pronounced Leicester City. Way off on that. Spelled Leicester. Fucking
Not how you spell that, but
British.
okay.
But anyway, I looked it up. They were 5,000 to 1 preseason to win the Premier League. And this article I found, they do a good job of putting things in perspective. This is 2016. They said they were 5,000 to 1 to win the league before the season started. To put that in perspective, this is quoting whatever publication this is. The Falcon. No. To put that in perspective, the odds that Kim Kardashian would become the next US president were 2,000 to 1.
Oh.
So they Kim Kardashian had better odds to win the presidential election than Leicester City had to win the Premier League in 2016.
Ah,
So if I had to go
oh,
back in
okay.
time, it would be that.
Well, okay. Because I was gonna bring this up because I saw this post on Instagram that back in 1995 the Mirage in Las Vegas was taking bets on who shot Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Oh.
And it was like Homer was like 2 to 1, but all the way down at the bottom, spoiler alert, if you don't know who shot Mr. Burns, Maggie Simpson was 70 to 1. Just imagine going back to 1995, placing the mortgage on a baby to shoot somebody.
Not just a baby, a drawing of
A
a
drawing
baby.
of a baby.
To shoot the drawing of a grown man. That is why
uh,
that's wild. I didn't know
yes,
that was a
I
thing.
saw that. I saw that today, and I was like, "Holy shit! No way they actually took bets on this." And they did. People
What
put
what were the
money
odds?
on who shot Mr. Burns. Maggie Simpson was 70 to 1, so not as good as Leicester City, but so I was trying to throw y'all a curveball, but it didn't work.
I
Uh,
mean, you still no that's a big curveball. I didn't know you were gonna be bringing
Yeah, I
Maggie
didn't know.
Simpson
Yeah.
and Mr. Burns to the table.
So I did just look up what the odds were for the Blues to win the cup when they were ranked last in the league at that midway point through that 2019 season. They were 250 to 1 to win the Stanley
all
Cup.
right, so
Article by
okay,
CNBC, shout out. Uh, a St. Louis Blues fan won $100,000 on a $400 Stanley Cup bet.
Jeez.
Fuck that guy.
I mean,
Put $400 on that, like you got to be from the future or something.
You're a wizard.
yeah.
Like if he would put like 20 or even just like 100, like a like normal amount of money, but 400, it's like okay, he knows something.
Yeah.
Or he's just loaded
4.
already.
But that 400 is still an odd amount of money to put on that.
Or just
Yeah,
400 to
it's
burn.
a yeah.
This is my
Yeah,
last 400 in my
I was
MGM
gonna
account.
I was about to say, it's my last $400. Let me just burn it on the last place team to win the cup.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, please, I need this.
If we are doing like just personal bets that I would like to place, whatever the Titans were to make the AFC Championship back week 2 of 20, what year is that? When Mariota got the week
20,
before Mariota got benched for Tannehill?
2019.
Yeah. Give me whatever the Titans just to make the AFC title game that year.
Hmm.
Whatever that is, I would take that. Just
That'd be
for like,
fun.
yeah.
Or the Preds to reach the cup final.
Yeah, we'll
That'd
see.
also be fun.
That would be fun. The Preds, though, where I mean, they were obviously the last team in, but they were like a playoff caliber to like they were a decent team. The Titans were dog shit. Granted, it was 3 weeks into the season, but still, they were ass.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean,
But
it with the Titans though, it was one fix. Like it was like one piece needed to change out of the whole thing, you know. But
yeah,
also the Preds, they were playing with fucking Henry Zolnarchuk, like
Scored a
a
goal.
second line, like by the end of it,
yeah,
like they were calling
second,
up
yeah.
AHL guys, like Johansson got hurt, Fiala broke his fucking leg, like a lot of things had to happen for them to get to the final, but they got there. But I see what you're saying though. They were going in. Yes, they
Yeah.
were like a playoff caliber team, but
I bet Harry Zolarchuk to score a goal in whatever game it was.
did you really?
No, I said I would.
Oh, okay. I
I-
was like, you did?
If we're still in the time machine scenario, I would do, I would do that.
There's a lot of things I would do with a time machine right now.
Honestly, if I don't, I would have to like look at how the profits lay out, but you could bet Preds to make the cup final and then just every goal scorer for every game. Because like you said, Harry Z's scoring goals, Vern Fiddler's scoring goals,
Austin Watson scoring two
Austin
goals.
hockey player is scoring goals. You could make some coin doing that.
Oh yeah, you could make some fucking buku bank.
All right, gents. That's major bets if we had a time machine. Um, what else do we got? I I mean I've been dabbling in college basketball, just blindly taking trend center bets. Um, and it's not going great for me. I'll be real, If we're anything on the show, we're real. Um, but it's not always about the immediate returns. You just got to trend in a positive trajectory. So that's me. I did hit the Marquette spread last night, which was cool. I got to watch that at a bar. But I mean,
Easy money.
yeah,
Um, just going off of trend center. Speaking of trend center plays, last night I had St. Louis Davidson under 146 and a half, 143 and a half, whatever it was. Was it like they didn't even sniff that total. They barely broke 120. So I've been like
oh yeah,
Trend Center is not like the end all be all of my college basketball research, but if I see like a trend that's won 6 or something in a row and has a very significant ROI, then yeah, I'm betting that. And that's what that was. It was I forget what the system was. It was something with A10 unders, and that system's been friendly to me for most of the season. So just shout out our boys and girls over there at the Trend Center.
yes, the folks, the
The
great
fol the
folk,
the folks,
right?
friends of the
Um,
program.
Um, but I mean, like, yeah, it's again, it's such a weird time in the calendar because it's like I mean, like, well, first of all, I mean, the NHL kicked the NBA's ass. It really kind of kicked everyone's ass, truthfully. Um, just showing up, taking the world by storm. Um, and then now it's gone. And
I
yeah,
will say, well, two things I want to say. One, just I hate Connor McDavid forever now. I just do. I
yeah,
I hate him. It's
but
not
also
fair. He's a
like,
great player. He's a great player. I in
I'm
like
sure
my
he's a great
heart of
guy.
yeah, I'm sure he's a great guy. And in my heart of hearts, I kind of want him to get a cup at some point. But fuck him. I it's not to the same level of I hate Sidney Crosby after the 2010 Olympics, but I
Because
don't
this was
care
just
for
an
this.
All-Star game,
Yes,
and we're
but
gonna beat Connor McDavid at the Olympics.
I don't care for this gentleman.
I mean, if we think about it, it's kind of our fault. I mean, like, it's Austin Matthews' fault,
I was
the biggest
also, yes,
fucking loser.
Austin Matthews was a ghost. Like team cap, like come on, man, do something other than score like or have chalk up a few points against fucking Finland. The worst, like no offense to Finland, far and away the worst team in this tournament. Like
One out
do
of four.
something. I know, but
But far and
Yeah,
away.
no, no,
I
no,
was
you're
gonna
right.
say it
Yeah,
was a big old gap between 3 and 4, for being perfectly honest.
yeah,
Sweden was competitive,
yeah.
Sweden beat the US.
yeah, and took Canada to overtime.
Yeah. They fought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I'm just
fought.
saying, yeah, Austin Matthews needs to like
Austin Matthews has to be
that
the
was a
biggest loser
He
pathetic
in
effort.
the NHL.
he was the only one that I felt like he didn't care as much. I mean, do y'all think that? Or like when I was watching, I was like, he's not really doing anything. Like,
For being a
he's not making moves or like, he's not cutting through or anything. Like
for
he's just
being a
kind of like
yeah,
I don't know. I found his play to just be like
pedestrian.
enough. It was enough
Hmm.
to be on the team. And it wasn't and it's not enough to obviously win, but it was enough to stay competitive. But he could have turned it on at any point, and he just kind of
Definitely.
didn't.
I mean, he is like in terms of skill, he is one of the what, probably the 5 or 6 best players in the world.
Yeah.
Um, but
Some might say.
he didn't do anything. Like you said, like the only reason that like he got those opportunities in overtime is because they were handed to him on a silver platter, and he didn't do shit with them. Like he wasn't making his own opportunities. It was like other guys were. He was just kind of like, oh, the puck is here. I'm going to shoot it, and he didn't score, especially when we needed it the most. So yeah, he was a ghost. Um, yeah, it was just a pitiful effort from him, if I'm being honest.
So
But
I
what
think,
do I expect from a Toronto Maple Leafs player in a game that actually matters?
Oof.
well,
Win a cup this fucking millennium, and we'll talk.
I mean, Mitch Marner with the game-winning assist. Anyway, uh,
Oh, okay. I know. I'm just throwing. I'm just jabbing. Hey, I'm just joking. Except for
I was
real,
just
Austin
joking.
Matthews sucked.
I think his effort was good. I think he played up to his ability. Uh, it's just like at the same time, you also have to realize like this is an all-star game. These are the very best players in the world. There are no holes in any of these fucking teams except for Finland. So it was kind of like you know, none of these games went over. Like if you think about it, like none of these fucking I think what maybe one went over because
I'll
I
say
think
we
we
beat
beat the shit out
Finland
of
5-1, but other than that, yeah.
yeah. That probably either pushed or
I'll
hit the
say even
over.
then, if it was 6.5, then obviously
Yeah.
not.
So you kind of have to. I don't know. Think about it more like a this is a higher level than the NHL. This
Oh,
league, this tournament was above the NHL, which is the greatest hockey league in the world
yes, but he was
with the
also
most
the
skilled players.
captain of the like what ended up being the second best team in the tournament. I would like you to get more than what, 3 points, 2 points in the whole damn thing.
And that's very fair. Um, but it, I think he did an okay job making his own opportunities. I mean, in overtime, when when Bennington, I mean, he saved that shit. Like
Bennington, I will
that was
like
all Bennington.
I'll
That
give
was
him
all
his
Bennington.
I'll give him his flowers. I hate that guy. He stood on his head. I'll give him his flowers. He earned that,
Yeah,
obviously, but he was unreal.
like he fucking shut the door closed that overtime period, and it was kind of that performance where I feel like just as a sports fan, I've seen it. It's like we're not winning, and that's what I thought
Yeah.
kind of during it, and I was just like, it's just going to be a split second,
hmm
and then Austin Matthews leaves, Connor McDavid open in the slot.
That's the other thing. It's like, how do you leave the best player in the world wide open in the slot? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't.
that was
No, you're right. Like, it's it's his fault, and it's our own fault. We left him up open in the slot. Like,
yeah.
um, another. I mean, I guess another thing that I just remembered as we're talking about this, Brock Nelson, the oldest 33-year-old man in the world. Do you know what I'm talking about, Chris?
Yeah, it looks like he was born in the Civil War era.
Yeah, that man is 33 years old.
He looks like he could be like if you show me that guy's picture and it's like this is a 53-year-old man, I would believe you.
I was like, oh, he's suiting up to play beer league, men's league with the boys. He's
Yeah,
probably getting some good exercise there.
I was gonna say
Good for
you
him.
know that on on Sunday they had that like exhibition celebrity tournament thing for the LA Wildfires. He looks like he like could be playing alongside Messier in that. And
Yeah,
Messier is 25, 30 years older than that guy.
yeah. That was he. I don't think he needs to be on the team.
No,
Me
I mean,
personally.
I don't like I don't follow hockey super well. He could be having a hell of a year, but I was like, what benefit? Especially I don't think he really did anything. So like what are we doing?
I don't know. I think at the same time they needed like a someone to kill penalties. And when you're on the Islanders, like you
Yeah,
know, you tend to pick up some defensive skills. Uh, so in that aspect, when you're,
I
I
get it, I
guess,
guess.
crafting a complete team,
Hmm
it's kind of like, all right, we need a penalty killer with the highest offensive upside, and that I guess
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if I would even say that's Brock Nelson, but for USA, I don't know.
Someone liked him.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Um, but Austin Matthews is the biggest loser in the NHL. Like, scored 69 goals, and they finally last year, and they finally got past the first round, and then lost. Uh,
I mean, that's
he didn't
part of me.
even he didn't even share the Art Ross Trophy for scoring the most. He didn't even get the Art Ross
Oh,
Trophy. He had to share it with Pastrnak because he also scored 69 goals.
nice.
Austin
Um,
Matt, yes, this double 69. This is
nice.
nice. Um, he couldn't score one more to make it 70.
I mean, yeah. I part of me,
Loser.
part of me is like, yes, loser, but also, I think the Maple Leafs might got their stank on them. Got their
Which
loser
is also
stink on them.
fair. Yeah.
So, but I mean, he's probably gonna be a Leaf for ages, life, what have you. But so better get used to it, bud. But yeah,
If they keep
he's
paying him $14 million a year. I think he's making like 13. I don't know.
Still.
Whatever. Are those in Canadian or
That's what I've
American?
always kind of wondered. Like, do Canadian teams play in Canadian dollars, or do they pay in, does everyone get the same
I
amount of currency?
I think everyone gets the same amount of currency.
That would make
It's
sense.
it's just probably taxed different.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Maybe. Probably
That's why
because
all
Yeah,
these
it's
old
it's
guys want to
definitely
come play for the Preds.
it's definitely taxed different. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
you can't help the state that your team is in, and states have different tax codes no matter where you live. So it's definitely
Yeah,
taxed differently. That's
and Trump's gonna put the tariffs on them.
Damn straight, brother.
all right. It's not fucking oil or coffee. Like these are hockey players.
We're bringing back coal. Coal? I haven't even seen coal ever. Have you ever seen coal?
I got coal in
No.
my stocking last year.
I didn't. I was a good boy.
I was bad. No.
Naughty.
I made the list.
You just made the list. Sorry. Um, shit. What were we talking about before Four Nations? I don't know. Austin Matthews is a loser. Uh, he, but we're coming back. We're coming back for the Olympics.
Damn straight.
We'll see you in Milan
Like Kim
when
Oh,
the
is
Kardashian.
that
shit
where it
really
is?
matters. Yeah, it's in Milan,
Interesting.
in Italy.
Italia.
Yes. Which that should be sick. I'm pretty excited about that. I think their
Can we
days.
agree that the Winter Olympics are like miles better than the Summer Olympics?
Summer
Like,
Olympics
can we
blow.
can we yeah, can we just like stop this whole like narrative
Yeah.
of like the Summer Olympics are ass. They are ass. Nothing
Yeah.
is exciting.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you're right. I will say Summer Olympics, this past one, I got into handball. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, but that has been like a 1 year that wasn't that introduced this year?
I have no clue.
Exactly.
I don't
Like
really watch the Summer Olympics.
they took away wrestling in the Olympics, like,
Oh, I
which
mean, yeah,
which
in
has
terms of
been an original Olympic sport
from
since
like
it
the
started
yeah,
in Athens, Greece. But like they're like, "Hey, let's shoot guns and play handball
and
and
breakdancing.
skateboard."
breakdance.
Yeah, and breakdance.
Yeah, no, the Summer Olympics are a fucking joke, if we're
It's a
being
fucking
honest.
it's a fucking joke.
The only like I as an American kind of like it because one, Phelps would always kick ass and America always or USA always wins in basketball historically.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, I don't really even like I don't fucking watch swimming. Like that's no, I don't care. Um yeah, it's like when
So
Usain Bolt was breaking all those records, that was entertaining, but also like those races are 15 seconds max. So it's like nothing is really like
they're all so fast.
yeah, nothing is captivating enough to like hold your attention for more than like for any amount of time. Like it's yes, Will.
So that brings me to my point. The uh the new thing this past Olympics was Gold Zone, and that was awesome.
Oh, like Red Zone, but for
Yes,
gold
hosted by the
medals
guy
or
that does
whatever.
Red Zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was cool.
and
Yeah.
Scott
that
Hansen.
was awesome. Yes, Scott
Put
Hansen.
some
That's his
put
name.
some respect on his name.
He,
I knew it was Scott. I couldn't remember the last name.
not to get off topic, he might be leaving Red Zone.
I think I heard that.
What?
Yeah. Which
Uh-uh.
Red Zone, they have commercials now, so you're dead to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I'll watch
There's
it
no
on.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Anyway,
but putting on Gold Zone on Peacock, free shout out. Um, that was
they need it.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
was.
was
It
awesome
was pretty cool.
because it was bouncing around and everything it was like this is the gold medal match for fencing, and I was like, oh, this is all the marbles. This is all, and then it would be then what like the Chinese won, and I was like, okay, what's next, Scott Hansen? And then he's like, this is the bronze medal match for shooting, and I was like, okay, let's do this, Scott. And so this the Summer Olympics was like you watch Gold Zone, that was awesome. That was awesome. But it was also really weird because it was in Paris and the time zone thing. That was pretty confusing. You could watch the replays, but it's not the same. So it it was bouncing, bouncing off. I was like, this, and they were like, this is the gold medal qualifying swim match for the 200 meter. Uh, and USA said some shit to Australia, and they're gonna. This is a showdown. This is a swimming showdown, and uh, and that was awesome. So, I highly recommend Gold Zone. And next year, when the Winter Olympics comes, if hockey isn't on, I will be watching Gold Zone. Give it depending on time, whatever fucking time zone it starts.
They're probably pretty close to whatever Paris
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's like a get up early and watch whatever. But
That's what I mean.
weren't you
I
betting on handball?
Yes, that's why I got into it. It was pretty entertaining, man. I'm not gonna lie. Look, just like 10 a.m. Egypt is taking on fucking Lithuania or some shit.
The
It
weird
was it was
country of Lithuania.
Uh,
it was very
Chris.
entertaining. I got into handball. And also like gambling also played a huge factor, I'm not gonna lie. As a sport though, it is an entertaining watch.
Mhm. But yes, Sean, I do agree that the Winter Olympics kicks the Summer Olympics ass.
Yeah, no
When they do
question.
the luge when
Yeah.
they is that
Well,
what that's
the
called?
the the Winter Olympics is just X Games, but for every country on Earth,
But
which is
frozen.
amazing. Yeah. Well, like that's what X Games is. It's like,
Well, they have the winter and summer, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah.
more
Okay.
so winter,
Sure.
yes.
More
No,
so
I
winter.
get yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like snowboarding, luge is awesome. Uh,
Bobsledding.
bobsled, low key curling,
Curling's
electric,
electric. That's a
electric,
Yeah.
fact.
low key electric.
Definitely not low key.
And hockey is like hockey is electric. No matter who is playing, it is electric because
Hockey is the main event of the Winter Olympics. It is.
yes, just like
Besides
basketball is
besides maybe
for.
snowboarding, but uh
I would
snowboarding
say
is snowboarding is like the swimming equivalent and hockey is like the basketball equivalent.
in terms of
I think
importance,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, I would agree with
I
that.
think that's a good parallel between
Mm.
the two. But
What year didn't Germany win gold or win something a couple years? Was that in the Olympics or was that in some other internet in hockey?
Oh, in hockey, I
Yeah,
think they
yeah.
won bronze
Bronze.
the
Okay.
the last Winter Olympics.
Was that when
Um,
professionals weren't playing?
the NHLers weren't in the
Okay.
Olympics
Yeah,
that year.
because fucking like Brian Rust was like our first line center. I was like, that guy's 50 years old. No offense, Brian Rust. I liked him as a player, but when I saw he was on the team, I was like, oh, okay, we're doing it then.
Yeah. Um, but yes, bobsledding,
But
fucking
my point with that is like, no matter who's playing in hockey, it is electric to watch because hockey, like as a sport, makes you like you have to go balls to the wall or else you're going to fail. But when you're playing for your country, obviously, like we just saw in the Four Nations, you go that much harder. And especially when you get these lesser known, like Germany, like they, I didn't even know Germany had a hockey team, but they're like, oh, we have a chance of winning something. Fuck yeah, we're gonna show out. And it's like, obviously, Germany, typically bad guys, but part of me was like, good for them.
It's been a while since they've been bad guys, so
These
it's
guys don't have
fine.
anything to do with
They don't have anything to do
it.
with that.
Hopefully.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean,
Didn't really
yeah,
do a dive on their family lineage, but
sure. As you shouldn't, like
I
don't
see some bad stuff.
don't dig too deep on that kind of stuff. Just just take it as it goes.
But yeah,
Team
part
Germany
of me
will have
was,
Leon Draisaitl next year, so
oh yeah, he's got a cologne in Germany.
yeah. He doesn't have a
I don't
cologne in
understand.
Germany, Sean.
I don't understand.
So, Paul Bissonnette was like, "Did you know Leon Draisaitl has a cologne in Germany?" Paul or Whitney was like, "You mean he's from Cologne, Germany?" He's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
okay.
is that
Okay.
what that is?"
That fucking retard.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
love Biz, but yeah.
That
Whenever I hear
dummy.
Drysaddle's name, I was like, "Did you know he has a cologne in Germany?"
What?
I don't know how I missed that.
That was
It
I
was a
a
don't.
while
few
ago.
years ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Man,
Um,
Bisbee tripping, but whatever.
yeah, he's a couple tools short of a toolbox. Um, I don't know. Fellas, I
Sure.
is
Yeah.
is that all we got for this week? Or
I
I
think
mean,
so. I'm good.
I don't really have anything else. It's such a weird. This is
Slow
a
week.
couple of the worst weeks in the calendar,
Yeah,
Very slow week. Um,
and it's like
yeah.
as invigorating as it is to talk about a, a college basketball under with Davidson and who what the other fucking guy Chris bet on other team. Uh, it's it's not that electric.
St.
So
Louis.
yeah,
I had to go back and check because I myself had a temporary brain lapse.
see, he bet on it. Can't even remember. So moving on.
I just saw
Let
the green and I was like, all right, shout out Trend Center. On to the next one.
on to the next dub because we here at Three for the Money are all about dubs. Anyway, okay, let's move on. And moving out. Okay, thank you so much for listening and watching. We really appreciate it. Check out the links in the description. Follow us on everything. You can find that in the description. Check out the Trend Center app. Link in the description. 15% off a premium membership using the code TFTM when you check out. It's the greatest tool on the planet for sports bettors, and it's definitely going to come in clutch leading up to the tournament. And then after the tournament, uh, I mean, baseball will be here. I won't talk about it, but I'll sure as hell bet on it through the Trend Center because
It's helped us a lot in the
it,
dog
yeah,
days of summer.
Honestly,
yes,
baseball is probably the most profitable sport you can bet on with the Trend Center.
Hmm.
yes,
I agree.
It's
I would agree.
crazy how accurate their trends are. And like
I think
some of these trends, like, you can't you can't adjust a trend for Steph Curry being out. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like you can't
Mhm.
adjust a trend for LeBron uh coming out early in the third quarter. Like uh but baseball, there's something about these trends that even it doesn't matter who's pitching or who's next up in the box. Like these trends are on point. It is insane.
I feel like
Mhm.
baseball in terms of gambling trends apply more to, especially given how long their season is. That probably has something to do with that. I don't know. I'd have to talk to someone smarter than me to get to the bottom of it. But I feel like gambling trends apply more to baseball than any other sport.
For
Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
the I've talked to my dad about this, and it's like the like baseball just has so many different statistics, and
They
like the
make
baseball
sh
writers.
they
Yeah,
make new statistics up like every year. Like I am not like die hard baseball, but once it's the only thing on, I'm pretty much locked in on it. So when college basketball's over, but they come out with like stats every year. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like ERA plus WHIP factored into how cold it was on this random September evening. It's like I don't care. Like this is ridiculous, but the nerds love it, and they're smarter than me, so who am I to argue?
right. So
Um,
the stat
I
is so sacred for baseball. Go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
now, I was just gonna say, this could be a big year for Nick Castellanos. Just saying, with all these plane crashes and
Oh my God.
tragedy already happening early into this year, um,
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
one
say,
thing. This could
okay.
be borderline insensitive. Jimmy Carter couldn't held out a couple more months.
Oh,
The Castellanos bomb early in give me like a late March, like it could be the first game. Oh my God. Can you
opening
okay,
day.
again, I acknowledge this is insensitive. I apologize in advance. If Jimmy Carter had passed away opening day, I would have bet my mortgage on Nick Castellanos at home responsibly. But I'm
And
just speaking the truth. Like
no, I
again,
mean,
I
I think
agree. I acknowledge that is insensitive, and I apologize, kind of. But I would have.
I think
Maybe.
you and every sharp better out there that knows of Nick Castellanos and his home run, I guess we can call it a trend, but
Infamy. Yes.
yeah, his infamy of trend, that would be a responsible thing to do. Just and it is insensitive. It's never, you know,
It's also not
it,
our fault. Nick
yeah, it's not
Castellanos is the
we
one being
didn't do
insensitive.
anything. Well, we didn't do anything, you know.
We're just
Um,
profiting
I'm
off of it.
I'm just saying that as a whole, I think Nick could have a great year, and
He could.
I don't think that's too
Hold
far
on.
out of left field.
Hold on. I want to try to
It's
pull it.
also just it's kind of scary how quick it is. So I remember one of the
Hmm.
last ones was when when Trump got shot in the ear. Like
It
it
was
was like
2 hours
like
later.
yeah, like
He didn't even he probably didn't even know about it. But it was just something
Yeah.
in his brain was like, I gotta go yard today.
he probably didn't hear about it in the clubhouse. Like
I'm sure they
just
heard
like
about it.
yeah. But
I,
it's like give me give me a time give me time to think about s- a baseball after something bad happens. My brain isn't trained yet to like whenever something bad happens to immediately just think baseball because I
no
mean
one no one's
that's kind of
brain is wired like that. No one's brain is wired like that. Just saying.
right, right, and that is kind of a psycho thing for
Because
me to say,
when you
but
think it's like, oh my God, there was this horrible accident that happened. I wonder what's going on in the Padres Blues
When did
game or
it's
Blue
like,
Jays
oh,
game.
when do the Phillies play?
Yeah,
I
like what the
gotta lock.
fuck? Like
They have a
no.
night game tonight. I gotta lock in a bet.
Nobody's thinking like that. Like nobody. It's
yeah,
America's pastime, and America has a tragedy, and we're not thinking of our pastime. You know, it's
that could be a funny bit. Something bad happens, you just automatically think, Where,
Nick.
where's my phone?
Where are you,
Where's,
Nick?
where's Nikki C? Where are you at? Um,
If I'm just saying, t talking gambling, if you think Castellanos gonna have a good year, he's plus 130, hit 25 home runs.
how many bad things can happen in a year?
Probably a fucking lot.
There's more than 26, I think.
He hit, oh, damn it, went away. He hit 23 last year.
I think three or four planes have crashed in the first 2 months of this year. So
Where did the crashed planes land?
One was in
It,
DC, the other one was no,
One was
Tampa
one
is
one
was
was
supposed
in
to be,
in
right?
Canada.
one was
Oh,
in Toronto, but I mean that's still like a tragedy.
Th
Like it's still
there's
like,
another
I mean
one
they
in.
right there.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be American.
Yeah, because
well, okay.
they
This is
played
my
the Toronto Blue Jays. Like I mean, there's like right there. Like
what what this is my thought. This is my thought process. Phillies go to DC, where where Washington plays, and
the
then
Nationals.
yes, the Nationals. Sorry, um, and then the announcer's just going to be like, "Oh man, this is we're doing this relief fund thing. You know, call into this number and give some money for the people from the plane crash that crashed here in Washington D.C. And Nick Castellanos hits one deep right field. It's just like
Yep.
it just rolls off the tongue. It
Yep.
just
It could
rolls
be
off.
like
That's just
that
what's going to
for
happen.
like the LA fire relief as well. Like when they go play the
Oh,
Dodgers or something. Like
write this down. Write this down.
Okay,
yeah,
we need to. We've stumbled onto something here
I think so.
because would you care to guess who the Philadelphia Phillies play opening day?
Is it
And
the Dodgers?
no, they are at the Washington Nationals.
Oh my God.
Oh,
So
that's
they
what day is that?
March 27th.
So
What did
1 month from when this episode releases.
Yeah. Huh.
Interesting.
That's
So a
crazy.
month from now, bet Nick Castellanos hit a home run on opening day. Only if they mention the plane crash, though.
I mean, they might
They did it on the something.
the Caps.
Was it? No, I thought they did it on the Four Nations thing. Oh, they talked about it. I could be totally wrong, but I thought they mentioned.
Well, Nick Castellanos doesn't play hockey, so
Well, I know, but I'm saying it was mentioned.
all right.
So it's getting mainstream sports press, is what I'm saying.
Who's to say?
So I'm saying it
Anyway,
could be mentioned during the broadcast of the game, the
Yeah.
Phillies
right.
Nationals game. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna set a event in my phone to remind me to bet Nikki C home run.
You're gonna see this
First pitch,
the
3:05
day
p.m.
of. You're gonna see this day of and be like, "Who the hell is Nikki C?"
I'm gonna know exactly who that is. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
They do play the Dodgers,
I
but
forget
it's
about
in
it.
Philly, early April. Just looking at their schedule.
That one doesn't count.
I know, but we're just talking.
All right, fellas. I am going to wrap this up. Running
Yeah,
out of time here.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, I guess my outro. We kind of went on a tangent there. So there. I already said it. Follow us on everything for Twitter picks as we gear up for the tournament coming up. Um, and then Frozen Four later on, and then when baseball comes back. And again, check out the Trend Center app, link in the bio. TFTM at checkout, 15% off premium membership. Okay, well, fellas, there's three of us. Now let's make some money. Woo.